Hello guys, today I wanna share with you my personal settings, what I use always with my Insta360 X5. I will show you some auto settings, some manual settings, and even for the low light. So let's go. So let's start from here. Swipe from the up, go here, and usually in image settings I'm using the H.265. bitrate is high and the sharpness is low. I prefer to use low, and then in the post-production, if I need, I can add a little bit some sharpness. So here it's okay, like that's it. Only the anti-flicker I'm using the 50 Hz because I'm in Europe, so you can use whatever you need. So here our main settings. I want to explain you something. For the main settings, if I am doing some like travel vlogs and etc., you can use really simple settings. First of all, here we go to video, and the best quality will be 5.7K plus and the 8K. Yeah, it will be some difference, but to be honest, like it's not so critical difference. But of course 8K will be better, so if you have like big SD card, if you have a space, of course better to use 8K. But want to show you here I have the SD card like 120 gigabytes. So let's see, 1 hour 25 minutes with the 8K and 5.7K plus. It's 2 hours 6 minutes, so it's almost double. We'll have more space to make videos. Then we swipe from the right. Here color I use standard because the vivid it's too saturated, and the flat also I really don't like because the shadows it makes like really flat and like faded, something like that. So I prefer to use standard color. Then EV, usually all the time at day I'm using the -0.7 to protect my highlights. I really prefer to use that because if I want to make again a little bit picture brighter, I can make it in the post-production. But anyway, like you can use from like 0.3 or 0.7. I'm using this one. Here white balance, what we can do, usually always I press the auto and the camera like choosing the right white balance, and then I can press to manual, so and we fixed that color, this white balance, and use it. But many times, like if you don't want to make some more like commercial or something like that, you can use really auto. But if you want to control your white balance, of course it's better to use manual. So from here that's it. Also, of course, all the time you can use like manual settings. For example, if you want to use like ND filters, and just an example, if you use like 8K 30 FPS, the right shutter speed will be 160. But if you want to save your stabilization, I think in my opinion it's better to use like not the double shutter speed but 4 times higher, so it's 120. This is just my personal opinion, so you can do whatever you want. But if we're using the ND filters, again here it's pretty basic. ISO you go as low as it possible, and the white balance also, as I can told you, like you can use auto and then press the manual, or just to find the manual, whatever you want. But also don't forget, but in this camera it's not always work like in usual camera. So in the middle of the day, if you choose like 5600, it can be a little bit bluish. So like it's not you know, like super correct because it's two lens. So I prefer just to see like the white balance with my eyes, or to choose auto and then press the manual. So again, just my personal settings. But if it's not super commercial or like some specific project, you can use the settings what I showed you before. In my opinion, they are the best. Also, what we can do at night, of course, you can also at night you can use like the manual one, but again, I tested, and in my opinion the pure video is really nice. But one thing, in the pure video also you can use 5.7K or the 8K, but here in my opinion it's better to use EV, exposure -1, because this AI sound cheap, and the settings of the camera, they're trying, you know, to make picture like as bright as it possible. So in my opinion it's better to use -0.7 or -1. It will be the best. Also in the post-production or this like Insta360 app, you can fix some like middle tones, highlights, but all other settings will be the same. You can press auto and then like you lock them in manual mode, and that's it. So guys, this is my basic like everyday use settings for this camera, and to be honest I'm really happy with this cam. It gives me like almost everything what I want. So you can subscribe my channel, you can write some comments or questions if you have, and see you in the next video. Bye.